Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, where we separate the truth from the tired tabloids and shine a light on the double standards aimed at the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I'm your host, Adrian, and today we're taking on the latest smear campaign, Meghan Markle being accused, yet again, of playing the victim card simply for speaking candidly about the realities of being a female founder. Let me guess. A woman talks about financial guilt, emotional labour, and real struggles in business, and that somehow becomes a calculated, manipulative PR stunt. Give me a break. Let's get into it. The courage to speak Meghan's financial frankness. Meghan Markle stepped to the microphone. She opened up on her podcast. She talked about something real, financial guilt, that strange, unsettling feeling, the one that whispers you don't deserve what you have, or that you should be doing more with it, or that simply having it is somehow wrong. It was a moment of pure honesty. A woman sharing a relatable struggle. A human being connecting with other human beings. Think about that, the bravery it takes, especially for her. A woman constantly under a microscope, every word dissected, every gesture analysed. To choose vulnerability in that spotlight, that is courage. She chose to own her story. She chose to speak her truth, not a fairy tale version, not a polished press release, but a raw, relatable piece of her experience. This wasn't about complaining. This was about connecting. This was about being seen. So many people, especially women, carry this weight, the weight of financial anxiety, the weight of societal expectations around money. Meghan gave voice to that silent burden. She didn't claim to have all the answers. She simply shared her journey, her feelings. And in doing so, she made countless others feel less alone. She normalized a conversation that is often kept in the shadows. She said yes. And then the noise started. Of course it did. The Backlash brigade arrived. Swiftly, predictably, critics pounced. They twisted her words. They questioned her motives. Suddenly, her vulnerability was reframed. It became manipulation. Her honesty playing the victim card. It's a tired script, isn't it? A script rolled out too often when a woman, especially a powerful woman, dares to be open, dares to be human. The reflex is to diminish, to discredit. Why such outrage? Why does a woman speaking her truth trigger such a response? Is it because her truth makes people uncomfortable? Does it challenge their preconceived notions, their carefully constructed narratives? Perhaps. Or perhaps it's simpler. Perhaps it's because a woman owning her story is still a radical act. A woman defining herself on her own terms is still seen as a threat. So they try to shout her down. They try to paint her as something she is not. The accusations flew. She's out of touch, she's ungrateful, she's calculated. Each label designed to chip away at her credibility, to make her regret her openness, to warn other women stay silent. Now let's flip the script for a moment. Imagine a male CEO, a titan of industry. He stands before an audience or writes an article. He talks about his own struggles, his anxieties, his moments of self-doubt. What happens then? He is praised. He is lauded for his bravery, for his authenticity, for his refreshing honesty. He is humanized. His vulnerability is seen as a strength, a sign of enlightened leadership. He connects. He inspires. But when Meghan Markle shares her experience with financial guilt, the narrative shifts. Dramatically. Suddenly, vulnerability is not a strength. It's a weakness. It's a ploy. It's an unwelcome complaint. The applause dies down. The critics sharpen their knives. Why? Why is his vulnerability an asset and hers a liability? This isn't just an observation. Section 4. Whispers and shouts. The coded language of silencing. Listen closely to the criticism. It's often not direct, it's veiled, it's coded. When a woman speaks out, especially a woman of colour, the language used to describe her shifts. She's not assertive, she's aggressive, she's not passionate, she's emotional. If she's clear about her needs, she's demanding or difficult. If she expresses dissatisfaction with injustice, she's ungrateful or playing the race card. These words are weapons. They are designed to silence. This coded language is insidious. It works by subtly undermining a woman's credibility. It paints her as irrational, as problematic, as someone not to be taken seriously. Think about the words used against Meghan. Manipulative, calculating. These aren't just criticisms of her specific statements. They are attacks on her character. They are attempts to construct a narrative that makes her an untrustworthy narrator of her own life. It's a strategy of containment, of control. Section 5. Authenticity under siege, media twists and Meghan's truth. Meghan Markle shared an authentic experience, a feeling, a moment of introspection. Her intention seemed clear: to connect, to foster understanding, to be real. But authenticity is a fragile thing in the hands of a media machine, often driven by clicks, driven by controversy, driven by the need to create a villain or a saint. Nuance is lost, context is stripped away, words are twisted into weapons. Her truth becomes their story. Think about the headlines, the sound bites, the way a single sentence can be taken out of context, magnified, distorted, until it barely resembles the original sentiment. This is the gauntlet of public life. But it seems particularly harsh for women who refuse to fit neatly into pre-assigned boxes. Meghan's words about financial guilt were not a cry for pity. They were a reflection on a complex human emotion. Yet they were so easily spun into something else entirely, something negative. The media has a profound responsibility, a responsibility to report fairly, to provide context. Section 6. Beyond the tiara, the fear of an independent woman. Let's talk about what really scares them. It's not just a podcast, it's not just a conversation about feelings, it's Meghan Markle, the businesswoman, Meghan Markle, the creator, Meghan Markle, the independent woman, stepping into her power, building her own platform, on her own terms. This is a different kind of Meghan than some were comfortable with. They preferred her in a more defined role, a more constrained role, a quieter role. Her move into business, into media creation, is significant. It's a declaration of autonomy. She's no longer just a character in someone else's story. She is writing her own. And she's building an enterprise around it. This financial independence, this creative control, this is where the real threat lies for some. An independent woman, especially a woman of colour, who has been part of the establishment, is a disruptive force. Section 7. Breaking the bias. Standing with women who dare to speak. The double standards are exhausting, aren't they? We see them everywhere. In every industry, in every corner of society, women are scrutinized more harshly, judged more quickly, forgiven more slowly. When a woman like Meghan Markle speaks her truth vulnerably and honestly, she isn't just speaking for herself. She is speaking for all women who have ever felt misunderstood, who have ever been silenced, who have ever been punished for their honesty. It is time to break this bias. It is time to actively, vocally support women who dare to speak, women who share their stories, women who show their vulnerabilities. This is not about agreeing with every single word. This is about defending their right to say it. It's about recognizing the courage it takes. It's about seeing through the media spin, the distorted narratives, the coded attacks. It's about choosing empathy over cynicism, understanding over judgment. We need to be the allies. We need to be the amplifiers. When we see a woman being unfairly attacked for her honesty, we need to speak up. We need to challenge the narrative. We need to say, this is not okay. This is not how we treat women who are brave enough to be real, so let's call it what it is. Meghan Markle is being dragged yet again for showing honesty, vulnerability, and ambition, the very traits we claim to admire in modern women. But when it's Meghan, those traits are spun as strategy, not sincerity. But we see through it, and on Meghan and Harry Tales we will always stand by her. Make sure to like, share and subscribe for more truth-telling takes, and drop a comment below. Are you tired of this victim card narrative? Because we are. Until next time, stay bold, stay kind, and remember, you define your story.